Good afternoon, Los Angeles. We're here live on the Ask Brien Radio Show on KHTS. That's 1220 on your AM dial. And I hear we might be going to FM at some point, huh? Is that true?
Yes, there is
chat
there. I don't think so.
So maybe I spurt the button. I'll be getting probably someone coming down the hallway screaming pretty soon.
Yeah.
Just like Howard Stern.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so we're here, and the Ask Brien, if anybody's not aware of that, and I imagine everybody's well aware of the Ask Brien Radio Show as well as the Ask Brien website, and that's BRIEN. I don't know why people try to spell it with an AN or a YAN. Have you ever figured that out? Why would people spell it an alternate way like that?
The question has plagued mankind's minds for centuries.
Well, Ask Brien is a wonderful site. I mean, I'm not going to self-talk about it, but my understanding is it's helping educate people in business. So people that have no business background, they're just going to the site, they're finding out videos, they're asking questions. If they can't hire a consultant, they're going out there and they're asking the Ask Brien, and they're getting information. Have you used it all?
I use it on occasion, but my question for you is, it's not just for new business owners, right? It's a business community.
It's a business community, and it's any business owner. So you could be, you could run into a problem where, hey, I've been doing this business for 20 years. My secured loan is coming due. What do I do? I mean, that's a question, right?
Yeah. Which means nothing to me, but for a business owner, that would make sense.
Well, somebody like you, multi-billionaire or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Something. Yeah,
something like that.
I was talking pennies, though, but yeah. Not even pennies, probably the 1/20th of a cent on the coupon. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
A coupon's worth 1/20th of a cent.
Nice.
So I guess billion of those you might have.
You can ask about that at AskBrien.com.
Definitely.
Yeah, maybe start a discussion. Oh, well, we got a laugh track. All right.
What is that?
It's a laugh track. Yeah.
Do you have any bells, by the way? We're going to need those bells during the show.
There it is.
There you go.
Nice.
Is somebody at the door? Oh, no. But somebody will be at the door very shortly.
Yeah.
And we have an upcoming guest, and her name is Lauren Taylor, and she has a company. It's a company in virtual reality involved, and I'm not going to tell too much information because we're going to be interviewing her for a while. Also, our co-host, Lori Schwartz, she's at a conference right now, at a tech conference in downtown LA. She's going to be reporting in later on. So it's kind of like, hey, we got a whole big radio, TV,
nice
nationwide thing here. We've got Lauren Taylor calling from Southern California. We've got Lori Schwartz. She's inside the tech conference. We're here in Santa Clarita. And, it's, a little warm up here, by the way,
Yes.
I'm from the beach communities, and so I came up here, and it's like I was driving, and all of a sudden, wow, what happened? Oh, humidity.
Yes. It's something you're not really accustomed to on the West Coast. It's this type of humidity, especially in the desert area that we're in.
Now, the other thing that Ask Brien is doing is that they're attending these conferences throughout the country and throughout the world, and at these conferences they're meeting a lot of other people, so they're finding contributors. So when you go to Ask Brien, typical website, if you have somebody that's contributing information or providing expert business information, they're typically limited to the community that you're involved in. But by going outside the country, we've been to Hong Kong, Portugal, Poland, we've covered the bases. So we've got people from all around the world that are contributing information. So it's not just a business problem is a business problem, and it doesn't really matter where you are. Now, we are focused mainly on the United States, but probably maybe 70% of the people aren't even in the United States. But a business problem is a business problem.
And with the internet, even these small businesses can be global businesses, right? So there's going to be weird international stuff that people don't really know about.
Well, that's absolutely correct. And you could be in, a country like Thailand and be advertising or selling a product on eBay or Amazon, right? So you're going to have to deal with American laws, right? And on top of that, you could be vice versa, right? You could be an American and you could be doing business in Thailand through Alibaba or through another website, or even in Amazon, because you could get a customer. So, that's a big issue, and there's tons and tons of business questions. There's really not a source out there. You can go to Wikipedia, you can go to Google, you can try to get the information, and it's not terrible. But this website is geared towards helping and educate people through videos, through educational programs, through ebooks, through question and answer to ask a specific question. That's what people are going to for Ask Brien.
And of course, experience is the best teacher, right? So if you ask a question on there's going to be people that have experienced certain things and how they handled it, and maybe you'll be able to handle it the same way, or maybe you need to handle it differently.
Exactly. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. I mean, I know that when you were a kid, that's when they did that. But that was what.
Not when I was a kid.
10,000 years ago.
No, it's not when I was a kid.
That's stone.
I'm not going to name names in the studio.
You're
but
6,000 years old, though, Kyle. Right?
Well, I'd like to know who the first guy was to invent the wheel, because everybody's been, keeps on saying
he hasn't gotten residuals, I'm sure, from that.
Maybe
he probably didn't have a patent.
He was probably
on
the guy who invented fire.
Yeah, probably the same guy. Yeah,
he probably burnt the wheel.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, what's new on the website, man?
Well, the website's going pretty cool. I'm going to talk about that towards the end of the show because we have a fabulous guest. Her name is Lauren Taylor. Lauren, are you there?
I am.
Well, I'm great to have you on the show. And so let me get a little background here. So what is your background? Are you involved in technology? Do you have another background that got you involved in this business? And tell people a little bit about what your business is.
Yes, I may not be the average tech guest. So my background is I actually started as a real estate agent, and I'm actually one of the top agents down here in the local market in San Diego. And my other job is I'm a mother of 3 boys, and quite honestly, I just needed to find a better way to be able to serve my clients and be able to serve my pipeline as with an abundance of business, but between family and work, there just wasn't enough time, and that's what pushed me into technology to create the very first virtual reality house hunting platform for realtors. I did it with my clients, and now do it too.
So not everybody knows what virtual reality is. And especially being on a radio show, we can't really give an example, which you could do on television. So why don't you first explain what virtual reality is? I mean, it sounds like a comic book concept here, virtual reality. I mean, am I in virtual reality right now? I mean, am I in reality?
It's a deep question. I don't think we're ready to go down that path, that rabbit hole, but I'm sure we'll be able to explain a little bit.
Yes. That is very deep. Well, the beauty about virtual reality is that through recent technology, users are able to experience a time and a place devoid of being in a time they're in. I'm just going to use the example of house hunting because obviously that's what we do. But you're interested in purchasing a home here in San Diego. We would basically be able to create a full 360-degree video of a property for you in which you could experience by opening on your mobile phone, putting it into virtual reality viewers, and then to you it would feel as though you are actually standing in the home that I videoed for you. So it basically creates an alternate reality space, if you will, to be able to experience things that you're not actually in, but it feels like you are.
That sounds like a black hole.
Yeah.
So
it does.
All right. So let's see how this happened. So how long were you in real estate sales?
I actually started my whole journey in sales as a financial advisor in 2008 when it was 7 days before Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac went under. So that was definitely an interesting time to get into that field. And then I transitioned into real estate about 3 years ago. So it was really my husband's Navy. And we work with a lot of relocating military families, and it was just really hard to see them, come to San Diego for 2 days and have to pick from the homes that were best at that time, or only one spouse could afford to come. And so this was really a system that we developed to help people who were moving longer distances and had limited means.
So you were selling real estate, and you had difficulty finding time for the husband and wife, or the 2 people that were interested in buying property, and was that the reason why you got involved in this, or was there another reason?
Oh, no, that was completely it. I mean, we had, when you're juggling showings, there's a lot of schedules to take into consideration. You have the home that wants to be seen, the listing agent schedule, the seller's schedule, the buyer's schedule, the buyer's agent schedule, and it was just very difficult to get all of those schedules to align in a way that facilitated active house hunting for everyone. And it's the very archaic way that we continue to operate doing the traditional house hunting. And so it really came out of that necessity to just use our technology to create a better way to do it.
So were you the first person to create this, or did you have a partner? Were you brainstorming with somebody and you just came up with the concept? How did that happen?
Just one day I just changed it. We started video house hunting with our clients. So I have a team of agents that work with me here in San Diego. There's about 6 of us. A lot of us are military spouses. And we started video house hunting. I had one client that just wasn't going to be able to make it here, and they really wanted to purchase a home. So I started to FaceTime with them and show them properties. But the problem is that the homes, the videos disappeared, right? So if they wanted to go back or they wanted to see it again, ultimately we would have to go back and do that. And then also if their spouses weren't together, then they weren't able to see the same house. So we started pre-recording videos, and it just became this long process of trial and error. And we started to search for a platform to be able to facilitate. When I say platform, I really mean like a website. There's a lot of video servers these days, but none of them geared towards real estate and presenting videos in a very professional manner, organized manner, in a way that actually facilitates house hunting. And so when we saw that gap in the market, I've always been a problem solver. I just said, you know what, this is a problem. I know a lot of agents out there like me doing the same thing, and it needs to have a solution. So I went out and built it.
So you're listening to KHTS, that's 1220 on her dial, and we're here live with Lauren Taylor, and she's telling us about her company in Now, is this company solely in San Diego, or is it? Can I use this in Los Angeles or New York, or how does that work?
Anywhere. So it's a web-based platform. We have realtors right now who, we just started a 7-day free trial for our realtors. So if anyone's interested, go to savvyhomesportal.com, and you can sign up for your 7-day free trial. And we have agents right now in Canada running the system. We have a team in Florida running the system, San Diego. All over the world. It's not limited to any one area.
So let's take a step back here. So you started. You were a real estate agent for whom? When you started this company?
I actually worked at a very small company called Harmony Realty here in Carlsbad, California.
And so you're a real estate agent. You came up with this idea, then, because you talked to me about a team, whatever. Somehow you had to you had this idea. Then what did you do next? You had to go and find a. Did you speak to somebody at the real estate company to see if you could work it together, or did you decide, you know what, this is something that's really cool? Let me go and see if I can find somebody to develop this project for me. Or what did you do next?
I've always been very entrepreneurial. So my first stop was going to find a custom coder and developer. I have very clear vision of what I wanted. We were asking users to learn a program, our buyers to learn a program for 30, 60, or 90 days. So it needs to be very user-friendly and easy to access and easy to use. And basically, I worked side by side with the coder to create my vision. I'm a real estate agent. I'm a mother of 3. I am an entrepreneur, but I do not have any coding skills. So I did go out and find a great team to help me with that.
And are they still working with you?
Yep, absolutely. We just released the first phase to our newest members, and we have about 5 phases that will be implemented over the next 12 months to continue to add value within the platform.
And how long did it take from the time you came up with a concept till you actually had a product to sell?
I think that we started video house hunting last October. It was January when I said that this is just not working. It's not getting us anywhere fast. We need to build our own. And so we started coding in, I want to say March, or maybe even late April. But they've been feverishly working around the clock. And then we just opened membership sales on August 1st.
And now, is that with Harmony Real Estate, or do you have a separate company?
No. So the software company is a standalone company. So my real estate team here in San Diego, who helps people buy and sell homes, still stands independently as a company. The software is a separate entity.
Now, before we go back into virtual reality, and I want to go back into that concept with you. So, what is video house hunting? Explain that concept.
So video house hunting is a change in business method for real estate agents. So, if you think about traditional house hunting, you probably all have the same vision, right? If you close your eyes, you think about getting in the car, driving with your agent, going and seeing a home, and then maybe seeing 6 or 7 in a day, and then calling it a day. Well, the problem is that we've seen a huge amount of advancements in technology for real estate photography and videography, what I call the Spanx of real estate. So now now we have a lot of homes where there's wide-angle lenses and HD real photography, and the biggest comment that we get as agents is, "This is just not the home that I saw online." So it started to turn into a pretty massive time waster for my clients and my agents. And so the video house hunting is just a raw video file of the agent giving a walkthrough tour. And that might seem very simple, but it's designed to give the buyer a completely authentic or an organic feeling of, the dimensions of the home, the floor plan, the condition, and also the community. Strangely enough, we don't see a lot of listing agents featuring the freeway in the back of the house. So by being able to have something like this where it's a precursor to an actual visit, our buyers are able to be more protective of their time, and so are our agents.
Well, not only the freeway behind, but the train that goes right down the street, right down the side of your house.
Yes, or like that one bedroom that doesn't seem to be pictured, and you always wonder why. Like, why is that bedroom not in the pictures? And then you get there, and you're like, and now I know why.
Exactly. Now, an interesting concept here. So you're talking about when people were going online looking at pictures, and they're looking at pictures of real estate, and when they went there, it wasn't the same place, right? So why does that not apply in both circumstances? So first, let's start with video. If you're telling me that the photos that you look at may not replicate this house that people see and they got upset with that, why wouldn't that also work in both concepts? Why wouldn't somebody watch a video, get to the house, and say, you know what, same thing, same problem? I thought, when I looked at it through the video, I thought that bedroom was had a highest ceiling in the world. I come in here and it's 5'2", and I bang my head, and I'm 5'1".
So the real question is about perspective and competing positions. So online is and these large platforms that people see are in the MLS, it is pictures and videos created by the listing agent. The listing agent is really hired to put the home in the best possible light to sell the property. Now, that can mean not highlighting certain features or highlighting other certain features to make it more appealing to buyers. Now, the videos that are made by a buyer's agent. So you're looking at two competing persons here. So the buyer's agent is hired by the buyers to help them find a property and negotiate a deal on their behalf. So when your buyer's agent is creating the video for you, they know what your family's already looking for. They know you want an open floor plan. They know you want a high ceiling. And so it's not a video or a tour of the property that's devoid of perspective. This person already understands what you're looking for and how they can help you. And when they're walking through the property, they're essentially giving you a video tour in lieu of you standing next to them. So they're able to speak to how it works for you and your family.
Well, that's an interesting concept. So I would have thought that the listing agent would have been doing the video because that would make them sell the house better. And that I had no concept, no understanding that it would be switched from a selling agent to or the listing agent to the buyer's agent. So that's something new that I did not know.
Yes. So it's completely. So here's the funny thing: is that you have virtual reality tours that have been around for a large amount of time, and largely listing agents hire these companies to come in to create a virtual reality tour, but they all have the same perspective. It's designed to put the house in the best light possible, not necessarily an organic light or an authentic light, if you will. So the buyer side, them going in and creating the video first of all, it's important to note that very few listings actually create virtual tours. It's a very small amount based on price point is the largest dictator that we see of people actually implementing those. But when a buyer agent goes in and creates a video, it's specifically, that's where we see it's virtual reality house hunting. It's the complete opposite of a virtual tour created by a listing agent.
You're listening to KHTS, that's 1220 on your dial, and we're about ready to take a break, but we're here with Lauren Taylor, and I have a couple more questions. I'll give you one before we get anywhere, and that is I want to go about pricing, because you just made a point here that you have a certain limitation, so I want to go through that. Mm-hmm. We're about ready to take a break. We'll be back in a few.